All right, the time we've all been waiting for. Time to actually get some seeds in some dirt. We have re-entered the dry phase of seed starting. The amount of cups I pulled out before was actually, impressively, the exact amount I needed for what I filled the bucket with. Unfortunately, not enough for starting 2 trays full of seeds. So I'm going to be mixing another bucket. I think for that many cups, probably just about to under the blue letters I was talking about. But let's get planting. So, like I said, this is the dry portion. And what I try to do is I try to keep one hand dry and the other hand I try to sort of push these guys down into the soil. Now, I'm going to try to get enough seeds. Like I said, I wanted to plant 5 Mammoth sunflower seeds for succession planting those. I'm going to plant 10 seeds. No, what I did when I didn't get perfect germination is I did like, I did 1.5 times what I needed. So 2, 4, 6, 7. I'll probably do 8 in 5 cups for the Mammoth sunflower seeds. So I pour all the seeds I want to sow. Got them in my hand. Now something that I had trouble with, and I know Wild Floridian has mentioned also having trouble with, is sometimes sort of misplacing, which if she has like actually sown the seeds in the cups or not. So I think I'm just going to drop these on top and kind of push them down maybe to try to keep my hands dry, but also keeping track of which of these cups that I actually put seeds in. So for that reason, instead of putting the cups in the trays to begin with, I'm only putting them in the trays after I get seeds in or on the cups. I kind of want these guys. All right, so these freshly sown seeds that I'm not pushing down, I want them more secure and not tipping over like they have to when you're overfilling these trays. So I'm going to get these guys in the middle and pack these back in behind them. And this is what I'm talking about. I don't think that any of these are fresh. Okay, so those 2 are secure. Got another one. I'm going to put a couple seeds in this one. And the next couple of cups, we're just doing 1 seed. And then I'm going to push them in after I get seeds for the rest of these put in. And then, like I said, I'm going to use, I'm going to repack this in actually. Okay, so Mammoth sunflower is going that way. Brain, trying to think about how I'm stacking these. So I want all the Mammoth sunflowers together in here. Alright, there we go. Now, I do want these more delicate ones to be moved out of that tray, but I am moving these back in just to keep the tray kind of packed well. There we go. Okay, so Mammoth sunflower seeds are sown. These guys are just taking up space right now, but I might need them later. So my first priority for getting seeds in for fall is going to be our warm weather. About to rain. My first priority is going to be getting our warm weather seeds in. So eggplant, peppers, and tomatoes. And I do want to succession sow the peppers that I already did. So this is right on target for the succession sowing that I wanted to do for those. I just really need more space over here. So I did germinated, so they're doing okay. I basically just kind of double everything, and this is also something I've been trying to get a good strategy on. Everything I've planted so far in the garden, I wish I planted more of, even stuff I've been really successful with. So, I got a couple pepper seeds ready to go here, and I'm gonna plant them in the same cup. There we go. And I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so I ended up planting 4 in that 1 cup. I'm debating if I should have just done 2. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to be on thinning them out town, which I really probably don't even need to do that, because these are my backups of the ones I already started, so I might have some extra plants available for friends and family. Just gonna try some things out. You're gonna notice that in my chaos here, gosh, they germinated so well last time. I'm not labeling stuff. So, obviously there's going to be some cons with that. And I'll probably regret that. But as far as the peppers go, if they make it to maturity, I'll probably be able to tell. But I have very vanilla taste buds, and I don't really care for peppers anyway. So, the weather's getting nasty. I don't really care for peppers anyway, so I got these peppers, the ghost peppers, I got to make a garlic pepper spray for deterring critters, maybe bugs. So yeah, when Elise from the Urban Homestead, when she said to do that, woo-wee nasty weather out here. When she said to do the garlic pepper spray, jeez, this wind is crazy, uh-oh. It just took out a branch from this kind of palm tree thing we have in the backyard. And yeah, there's some thunder. It's very distracting. Noted for future videos. So yeah, she said to do this garlic pepper spray, and for a pest management, less intense way of managing pests. And when I heard that, I'm like, okay, well, if we're doing this thing, ghost pepper, we're going hard with it, right? So, I just went 110% on that. But yeah, so the ghost peppers, I'm only growing that to make it a deterrent, the spray, but also I want to have some surprises for any critters that are thinking about coming near the garden. And just because I don't really like spice, I'm going to put them kind of like a trap crop, if you will. I'm going to put it on the outer, I'm going to plant these guys on kind of the outer edges and stuff. So if you are a critter around my garden, you have been warned. But yeah, I'm not labeling stuff. And and the pimento, that was the other one I got. I think I do want to get cayenne. I do like cayenne, that flavor with taco seasoning and stuff like that. I will get some cayenne seeds, but I am a fiend for olives, so that's why I had to grow pimento. I don't really know how all that works exactly, but I I was ordering them online. I wanted to make the, shipping cost worth it, and yeah. So anyways, now that I'm looking at the seeds I selected to get a jump on here, I actually don't have as many seeds as I thought I did that I wanted to plant. So I might not have to make any more seed starting mix, and I might not have to make any more, prepare any more solo cups, because I really don't have too much more going on here. I'm making quick work of the solo cups that I did prepare. Oh shoot, I just dropped a seed. Ding, dang. Oh, I see it. This is a tomato. So yeah, what I've got here is tomatoes and peppers, an eggplant, oh my, and I also got some onions to get a jump on that. Like, I remember green onions, I believe, are going to be ready to go. By the time these guys are ready to go, they're going to be ready to go. I got a bunch of tomato seeds from all different places, but I don't have the infamous Everglades tomato that actually grows well here. And until at least I try these guys fresh, I'm not really big on tomatoes anyway. So I'm not too worried about really wasting these, but obviously tomato sauce will be helpful. Woo-wee. So, getting these tomatoes in, and yeah, the other thing, like what am I doing? I'm like, well, I really don't, I only have like 3 in that little packet, so there it is. So you see, I'm trying to at least keep one hand free of dirt, free of moisture when I'm getting these seeds in. But that one's done. These were just freebies from an Epic Gardening purchase I made. And yeah, oh boy. I think I might actually have made too many cups of soil, but that's okay, because I was also just noticing along the way with all the stuff I didn't label. I'm trying to plant like 2 seeds in each cup. 2 sets of seeds in each cup. 2 pairs of seeds in each cup. That's what I'm trying to plant. And then 2 cups of those 2 pairs of seeds. That's what I'm trying to plant. But I think I got a little distracted and that I did not exactly achieve that. So I am going to get started on the green bunching onions. I have heard these are, sow seeds in July. So all these things that they say sow seeds in July on, like I said, I'm getting started early on this. Everything says like mid to late July, but I'm expecting that I'm going to perform like a beginner gardener. Okay, I'm really going to try. So I think I'm going to sort of double dip. I think I'm going to come back to these onions. I think I'm going to come back to some of the eggplant. I already succession sowed. I've got the peppers already started, and I've already got 5 cups of them. I think all of them with 2 plants that germinated. They're on their way already, so I'm ahead of the game on peppers, and I am behind on eggplant. And I just have for tomatoes, like I said, I don't really care for tomatoes, but furthermore, I also, I have a bunch of different tomatoes that I got extra samples and stuff from. So even though I only did 1 cup of them, I've got a bunch of different varieties and stuff. So definitely want to get a little more eggplant, and that's actually the one vegetable I do like. Let's be honest, as eggplant parmesan, I'm a big enough girl that I can admit that. The other thing I'm going to start here is some asparagus. I tried so hard to direct sow these, and the instructions from Jarrah's Garden, the UC157 hybrid asparagus, the instructions were start seeds indoors in 4-inch pots 12 to 14 weeks before your last frost. And I recall these are like a good like Texas or something seed. So I know these guys are going to be more heat tolerant. So, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I'm just a little unclear about how much asparagus is like cold weather or hot weather. In my brain, I thought it would be cold, but from what I've been understanding, I mean, I know it's like a perennial and stuff. If it's living through our heat, it has to have pretty good heat tolerance. So, and while I'm yapping at you about this stuff, you know, I'm not labeling stuff, but I do have these videos to help keep me on track of what I'm planting. I know I didn't explain everything that I was planting along the way, but I think we're going to be okay. I'm not going to need to make more seed mix, so that's a relief. And like I said, this time around, the water was enough. I feel comfortable. Like, I know the later pots, the later cups I made, I know that the water is, it's less water than the earlier cups I made, but I think that's all going to be a wash, if you will. Do you want to sow? I set out some seeds, more cowpeas. I do want to direct sow those, but that's not happening today because the weather is wild. So, I've down to 2, 4, 6, 7 more solo cups. So, that's going to be just great for me getting a couple extra bulbing onions and green onions started. And then a couple extra eggplant. I'm really super cool on the peppers, so try to scrape up a couple extra tomatoes, and I think that's going to get us about covered there. Oh boy, that's precarious. All right, I'm going to move these things along. Okay, so, I really did have something else interesting to tell you guys, but we're getting close to the finish line here. So something else that's going to be uncomfortable for me with these seed trays is that, I'm going to be having, oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. Okay, we're going to talk again about the succession planting, but the other thing, so what I was saying there is that the amount of cups I have left, I have 6, so this thing's going to have 7 cups in it, and I don't super love that, because if I'm moving this thing around, like, you know, the cups kind of help keep them all together. Those are kind of empty. They kind of keep everything contained, so, on one hand, I don't really want to plant any more than I have, because I'm very comfortable with this amount of mammoth sunflowers I've started in this succession planting, and very comfortable with the amount of peppers I started with this round of succession planting. I'm very comfortable with the amount of, I'm pretty comfortable with the amount of tomatoes I started this round and eggplants. So I don't really want to make more soil just to fill this tray up, especially like how fast I learned, you know, that I might need extra cups in the future with future soil, batches of soil that I make. But this, going to the point of the succession planting, is that basically, you know, I've heard different things about when you want to be doing rounds of succession planting. Like, I've heard 6 weeks, I've heard month, maybe 2 weeks to a month out. So I'm still sort of trying to feel out, you know, for me, knowing that I'm starting early, I'm getting a jump on it because I expect my plants are going to be growing slower than the pros who've got all this, you know, figured out. Thinking about when I'll be starting again, on one hand, I mean, I already feel, like I said, especially with the peppers, like I'm comfortable with the 5 cups that have 2 peppers each. Really comfortable with where I'm at with that, and that's why I keep having a problem with succession planting in the garden, because then when something does die on me, I'm left empty-handed. So when it comes to the succession planting, you gotta get a little bit uncomfortable. And you know what I just noticed is that these tomatoes that I planted are not tomatoes. I also had some extra pepper seeds of a variety, mini red bell peppers. Now I know these bell peppers, this looks like a more temperate, kind of, not a Florida situation, so this thing's probably gonna die, is the truth of the matter, but I just got 1 seed in here. Ooh, hear that lightning, or that thunder. That's how that works. Okay, I just got 1 seed in here. But yeah, I thought these were all tomatoes, so this thing is probably on the road to death, but I might as well use it up, and I'm just looking through my seed packs to find a tomato to pair it with, because I don't just want to be wasting a solo cup and just having 1 little thing in here. So this is all just going to be a bunch of surprises since I'm not labeling stuff. And yeah, I know I'm probably going to regret it, but these videos, like, you know, it helps keep me on top of dates. Okay, so I don't really have as much tomatoes as I thought, because one of the things I thought was a tomato was actually a pepper. Which means, yeah, I really do have too much soil and too little of what I want to plant in here. So what I might do is cut you all loose, and I might run inside and grab some herbs, because I might squeeze in 1 more cup of tomatoes, but I don't want 2 more cups of tomatoes in this round of succession sowing. And these plants need to go. So yeah, I'm gonna go find a pack of herbs and see how it fares. But I am certain I have yapped enough for this video this day, and I wish you luck on a very exciting start of our fall garden seed starting. Have a great, probably 6th of July when I post this.